Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into two parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. Yeah. Oh, boy. Welcome into the Patreon. No, see, that's how it's going to be today. That's how it's going to be. I can feel it. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. Impact Power Sports. Head on over to Rockford, Michigan. Check on a new ATV, maybe a UTV, side-by-side. My God. Motorcycles, not to mention e-bikes, Yamaha golf carts, scooters, even snowmobiles and riding lawnmowers. Great comment from Matt, who writes, our hero, Eric Schindler, back from Mausewitz. We talked about having a mouse genocide at Fear Bunker North. I had set up the walk the plank contraptions so the mice walk to the top of it like, peanut butter. And then the thing drops them into the bucket, which I have full of antifreeze. Jackpot. Charity Scam Mike's bucket had 4. Mine had 3. And inside of the idea was kill them outside of the trailer to keep them from going inside of the trailer. When I say trailer, it's that 1952 trailer that I have on the property. So 4 mice outside of Charity Scam Mike's, 3 mice outside of mine dead inside of the trailer. 0 dead mice. None. However, there was a dead vole. You know what? Those little, it's moles and voles are similar. They're like, I don't know how the fuck a vole got in there. But anyway, no mice. So something happened. They had a whole week because the previous week I was up there and I was getting a new one in there, a new mouse in a trap every night that I stayed there. So I don't know. I think we're in business. We'll see how it goes. Nick says, I even get chipmunks in my death bucket. Yeah, I hate the idea of it, but it's something's got to happen. But I noticed when I loaded up the trap with the peanut butter, in no time, there's insects on the peanut butter, eating the peanut butter. So it's a little bit of a bummer. You know, it can only, I don't know. For now, it's fine. We'll see where this takes us. So I would say success. It was so comfortable in there that on Sunday, so it was rainy and shitty. And Charity Scam Mike was like, okay, let's pack us all up and go into town and watch the football game at a bar. I'm like, whatever you want to do. Now, but then he was in that trailer and the TV was on and it was warm in there and he had a couple of pops and he goes, why don't we just stay here? Now, that's what I was hoping he would say. And I'm like, yeah. Why would I go and sit on hard chairs when we can sit here and you guys can watch the game? Because in that old trailer, it's pretty spacious. So we got the TV set up. It was like a watch party. I was grilling burgers. It's raining, but no big deal. It's toasty warm in there. I'm like, yeah, sit your ass down here. And then the day was ruined because of Aiden Hutchinson's broken leg. Oh, my God. All right. Now, this is right up my alley, as I've been talking about muppety flippity leg breaks and bone breaks on this show for quite some time. And this was an all-timer. You know how, like, when you're wrapping your Christmas presents and you're done, the wrapping paper is all gone, and there's that tube, that brown tube that's inside of there? And if you were to take it and, like, hit it on, like, anything, you know, it would fold. That's what his leg did. Aiden Hutchinson's leg was the tube, because he's running at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and he gets a hold of the quarterback, Dak Prescott, and his leg whips around, and then his lower leg between the knee and the ankle hits in a teammate's shin, and you see the leg just wrap around like a tube inside of Christmas wrapping paper. Some of you might not be able to handle this. Thank you to Sarah Rook Ruck Roosh for sending me this angle. So there you see. Here he is. He's getting low like he does. Here's Prescott. Hutchinson grabs. This leg is going to whip around here. Okay, so here's the guy that he's going to hit his teammate. And, it's getting close to where the impact is. Right now, he's excited. And then a millisecond later, okay, now it's hit. And now it's broken. Look at that. It is a letter J. Wow. Whammo. That is an all-timer right there. Oh, my God. Crunchity. Crunchity, crack-a-lack-a, flippity, whammo. Oh, my God. Come on. His foot damn near... Look, it's waving at us. His foot damn near fell off. There it is again. It's all bony and shitty. Oh. I don't even know where to begin with this. So screwed up. There was another clip that I posted to Facebook that showed it from like a different angle. And yeah, just really rough. Holy crap. Where is it now? Okay, this one. Okay. Yeah. After he goes down. This is after that play. Look at, you can see it like, and then Dak Prescott sits on it. Oh my God. That's an all-timer. So when that happens, that can lead to something known as compartments syndrome. And I'm not sure what it is specifically. I just remember reading about it some time ago. And that can cause you to lose the leg. Jeremy says getting a sack and then a floppy shin is a pretty baller move, though. Nick writes, someone skipped leg day. Yeah, I don't think this has anything to do with skipping leg day. I think it was a bone break, In fact, I know it was a bone break. So then that guy, Aiden Hutchinson, he's laying there. And you didn't see it at first. On TV, all you saw was him laying on the ground, and the reaction was like, oh, no. So wasn't sure what's up. And then they come back from the commercial, and all the players are gathered around. They've all taken a knee. It's all like, uh-oh. And, and it's been a while. And then they have that cart out. They're going to put him on that cart. And then they do the lip reading. And Aiden Hutchinson, you can see him say, I broke my leg. Jeremy says, I think compartment syndrome is when blood is able to get into a certain part of the leg, but it can't get out because of severed vessels and whatnot. So pressure builds up and it's super serious. That's what I heard. So now they take this guy into the hospital, and then, they got to put him back together again quite quickly. So that means going in there, you get a little plate action, screws, the whole deal. Put him back together like Humpty Dumpty, and then eventually make his way home. And then I love Lion Fan. Lion Fan is like, so when's he coming back? It's like, okay, he's not out of the woods. If this leg gets infected, this leg could come off. That's not impossible. So Lion Fan needs to relax. He's not coming back this year, and he'll be lucky if he can play at a high level ever again. Chris says, I see people are blowing up his charity. Kind of cool. Yeah, that's Jocko Willink. Broke your leg in half? Good. People will give to your charity. Broke your leg in half? Good. Time to study more film. Oh. Broke your leg in half? Good. You got a life insurance policy worth millions of dollars. Nick in Houston writes, the moment I saw that leg snap, I said, I can't wait for EZ to break this down Tuesday and play the video 1,000 times. Oh, yeah. My God. Honestly, I'm surprised this doesn't happen every single game. Lost in all of that was the humiliation that the Lions put on Dallas. My God. Talk about a team that's had some pent-up aggression since that catastrophe last year when they got robbed. They're like, oh, you motherfuckers. And pretty much from the jump, it was just an onslaught. I've never seen really anything quite like that. Every play had potential to go for a touchdown. Jesus. So now the thing is, Dallas has kind of sucked they sucked at the start of the year last year too, so they might be able to turn it around. I don't know. But I like how Chris writes, empty out all of the bag of tricks just to be spiteful. So good. Yeah, they even ran the play that was the controversial one last year. Tackle eligible, when they send like big guy out into the end zone and try to get him a touchdown. They did that more than once just to troll them. They were literally doing let's go fuck with them plays because we've been beating the shit out of them. Maureen says, I don't think the Lions ever punted in that game. Did they? So great. I know that every time Jared Goff led the offense, they got points. Chris talks about they had Taylor Decker report in first play of the game. Only the Lions fans would know what I'm referencing here, and obviously a number of my people who follow the show are Lions fans based on where I'm at geographically and because I've talked about it. But that was cool. But I feel bad for dude there, Hutchinson. So tons of amazing stuff. And then Detroit Tom Brady said in that game, he goes, "Oh, this is the best team in the NFL." That's pretty neat to hear Tom Brady say that. And then at the end of the game, Howie Long said the same thing. Willie Fitch says Cowboys should fire the coach. The players are out of control. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a rough spot to be in. They kind of stink. The fact that the Lions running backs, both of them, are just bitches. They would start on any team. I mean, they'd be all pro on any team. And we've got two. Motherfuck. So now the Lions fans who are sometimes are stupid are saying the Lions should go get this defensive player from the Oakland or Las Vegas Raiders, Max Crosby. Yeah, go get Max Crosby. This is what you do. You give him, you give him 11 first-round picks. And then throw in James Houston. And then we get, that's a good trade. It's like, you fucking idiots. Guy breaks his leg. Good. Backup player gets an opportunity. Fuck yeah. Here's the thing about the Lions. They have the ability to coach their players up. The Lions get the most out of players that on other teams would be all right. Not superstars. The coaching, it's a great union of players and coaches. Their coaches are good at getting the most out of their talent. That's why everybody loves the Lions right now. The Lions are really the pariah of the NFL, and here's why. When they go on the road, they pack the stadiums that they are playing in. So the empty seats are filled by Lions fans. So a quarter of that stadium for the Cowboys was Lions fans. And then all the Cowboys fans leave. So then all the Lions fans move to the front and start "Let's go Lions" chants with 2 minutes gone in the third quarter. And that's going out over the air. Jerry Jones is like, "God damn it, motherfucking shit." So pissed off. This was interesting, too. So the Cowboys' social media posted, they were bragging about their attendance. 93,644 fans were there. And when they posted the image, they blurred the score because the final score had just crossed and the game was over, 47-9. I've circled it there. This is the way. And then the Lions fixed it and said, "Here you go." That's embarrassing. I mean, if you're going to show a picture of the stadium, don't include the scoreboard, because if you include the scoreboard, you're going to have to blur it out. I think it's worse when you blur it out. Just show the score, because now you look like bitches. My God. Amazing. That was a good time. Maureen writes, fun fact, Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back, is meeting a rescue dog out of Flint today to possibly adopt. It's a German Shepherd, but he has a Yorkie already, so they have to get along before proceeding. That's incredibly sweet. I'd love to hear that. Nick in Houston, Texas says, keep it away from Rick. Okay. I cannot get behind Rick from TC Paintball being an animal abuser. I do not support that joke. That is no way hilarious. I am not laughing out loud inside. Out loud inside, that's right. Over that joke. Boy, that led to, the week ended in a flourish last week. Holy shit. Oh my God. But it was, so there we go. it was a great weekend away. I had that Griffins game Friday night, and that was a fun time. They got that new scoreboard again. Yankees suck, 138. That's Kevin, Northern Ontario, says, are we doing this again? No, we're not. The game, the Griffins game, was fantastic. They shut out the Milwaukee Admirals, and here's the problem, though. My wife says to me, as I'm getting ready, getting dressed, she goes, "Who are they playing tonight?" And I said, "I don't know." She goes, "How can you not know?" I said, "Well, I didn't look at the schedule. All I know is I got to be there. I don't know if they're playing." And then I think to myself, maybe I should check before I get dressed, because the team hates it when my colors that I'm wearing on the suit jacket or the shirt or the tie match the opposing team. You know where this is going. So I got the blue jacket on, blue and white tie, white shirt, the black vest, black pants, look like $1 million. And then I get there, and the Milwaukee Admirals are warming up, and they are blue and white. So I look like the head coach of the Milwaukee Admirals. So embarrassing. And then, before the game's getting set to, we're about to do the intro. It's, you got to dim the lights and, all the big music and the video playing. They said, "Hey, can you go out to center ice?" I go, "What?" "Yeah, we did that last year." "We did?" "Yes." "What do I do?" "Well, you pump up the crowd. You and Josh will be out there. Just hand it off to Josh, and then he'll finish it up." I go, "Okay." And we've done this before. He goes, "Yes, just do the same thing as last year." I go, "I don't remember doing it." "Yeah. When?" 9 minutes and 25 seconds. I go, "Well, that's in 30 seconds. "Yeah, go out now." I'm like, God damn it. I get up, take my headphones off, walk out there. And then, actually, before I left, I go, "Is there a mic out there?" And they go, "We don't know." I go, Jesus Christ. So I'm about to go out there in a moment's notice. And I don't like that shit. I like it, somewhat planned out. I don't have any idea what the fuck I'm going to say. So it's a packed house. There's 11,000 people there. Josh gets a microphone. He comes walking out. I go, and so now all eyes are on us. The spotlight is on, and I have no clue what to say. I go, "Ladies and gentlemen, how about that new scoreboard? We got a brand new scoreboard. Welcome back." Well, oh my God. I'm just making shit up. I'm looking around, waving. "Hey, let's go. Fucking hey, yeah, let's do it. All right, Josh, take it away." Oh, God, it was miserable. It was miserable. But my wife, she texts me when I get back, and I look at my phone. She's like, "Oh my God, you guys really nailed that. That was so well done." I go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" "Yeah, everybody loved that." And I go, I couldn't even tell you what we did. It's 30 seconds ago. I couldn't even tell you what we did. I have no idea. In fact, I couldn't even hear. When you're at that spot in the rink, you can't even hear what's coming out of the speakers when you talk at all. So I'm like going, "Yeah," waving, spinning around like a pirouette. "Take it away, Josh. That's right. Power stereo of him." Oh, my God. And then, okay, sat down. Let's play hockey. One of their players on the team, I forget his name, Jared LaRue. I was reading the scratches because they give me the names of the players that are scratched who aren't playing. Number 68, Jared LaRue. This is before the game starts. And so he's not playing. And I remember thinking, wow, he's like one of their best players. There's a penalty, and I don't even look who sits down next to me. And I don't even know it, but it's that guy, Jared LaRue. So there's a problem because I announced him as a scratch. Now, if I announce someone as a scratch and then he's on the ice, 9 times out of 10, the coach of, in this case, the Griffins, would be pissed off and say, hold up. He was announced as a scratch. Why is he on the ice? If you do that, the other team that puts a guy on the ice after he's been announced as a scratch gets penalized. If that happens, if I announce someone is scratched and they play, the ref has to skate over to the team that is in question, get their lineup sheet, it's a piece of paper, and their scratch sheet, another piece of paper, review it, skate over to the team that's complaining's bench, show them that he's supposed to be on the bench and playing, and then skates over to me to yell at me. You announced 68 as a scratch. He is not a scratch. What the fuck is wrong with you? So the guy sits down for a penalty, and it's dude. And I go, Admiral's penalty, number 68, Jared LaRue. And I'm like, uh-oh. If anybody catches this all what I just told you is going to happen. 2 minutes for a hooking. Time of the call, 14:35. I look over and I go, I thought you were scratched. He goes, I'm not scratched. I never scratch. I go, yeah, I know, but I announced you as a scratch. He goes, what'd you do that for? I go, well, that was the information I was given. I was given it, look, 68. I'm holding it up. I go, they told me you were scratched. He goes, I am not scratched. And then he's in the penalty box with another dude, and the dude goes, oh, yeah, first game, eh? That's the way it goes, you know. I mean, you got to work out the rough spots first game. No doubt about it. Total fucking Canuck. LaRue is French-Canadian. The other guy was total, typical Canadian, not French-Canadian. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to work the bugs out, No doubt about it. I'm sure you're sorry. Nobody blinked. Nobody caught it. Thank God. So then I key up the mic to upstairs, and I go, dude, you're killing me. What is it? You told me LaRue was a scratch. He is not a scratch. It's silence. He looks at the list, and he goes, oh, you're right. Hey, everybody, it's your old pal EZ to talk about one of my amazing partners, Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile's done it right, If you're like a sucker who's trapped paying tons of money to big wireless, it's time to end that cycle. You see, with big wireless, what you see is never what you get. Somewhere between the store and your first month's bill, the price you thought you were paying magically skyrockets. I've seen this happen so many times, especially with Pooh Bear when she breaks her phone and gets a new one. Oh, yeah, it's only going to cost me this much. And get home and it's a complete disaster. I need a personal loan to pay the bill. With Mint Mobile, you'll never have to worry about the gotchas ever again. When Mint Mobile says $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan, they mean it. Okay. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans. I do this, and you should too. My bill went from astronomical to $15 a month for my phone. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. The game is up for big wireless. We are on to you. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/Zane. That's mintmobile.com/Zane. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Zane. $45 upfront payment required. That's equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speeds slower, over 40 gig on unlimited plan, but you'll be fine. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. Ladies and gentlemen, your old pal EZ with a few words about my latest and greatest partner, Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. My goodness. Prize Picks, what I love is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports, and all you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Check this out. One. Caleb Williams' passing yard gets you 1 win on Prize Picks every week in the month of September. That's right. Only 1 yard gets you an automatic win every football weekend in September. 4 weeks of free W's. Don't miss this deal on Prize Picks because it's gone when September ends. Now, you can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Also, good news, Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in most states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, your picks are still alive. How about this for a lineup? Tyreek Hill for more than 90 receiving yards. Dak Prescott for more than 263 passing yards. Josh Allen for less than 240 passing yards. And CeeDee Lamb for more than 96 receiving yards. Then you watch, you root, you have fun. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code Eric Zane and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code Eric Zane, of course, on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. And I go, yeah, you can't do that. We don't have a margin of error here. You can't, fuck me up because then everybody thinks I'm the asshole. You know? But we made it. Overall, it was a good time. Saturday comes. We go up north. All right. This was one of the best times. We are having so much fun up there. And then down the street, there's a house for sale. And it just went on the market. It's like 6 lots over. And it's $150,000. It's a beautiful place. And Charity Scam Mike says, you should buy that and Airbnb it or Verbo it. I go, yeah. He goes, I have a friend who does that. And he charges $200 a night. And the place doesn't even have fucking running water. $200 a night. And it's occupied from April to September every day. And then it's occupied for hunting season and some of snowmobile season. All right. You should absolutely buy that and do that. So I go, that's a great fucking idea. So I drive over there. And I get the name of the realtor. It's on the sign. I call her up. Her name's Betty. I go, hey, Betty, I'm calling about the house on the corner of such and such and such and such. And she goes, oh, it's under contract. Now, she thinks I'm an idiot because I go, what does that mean? She goes, somebody is just waiting on an appraisal. They're going to buy it. I go, oh, shit. I go, I'll tell you what. If that falls through, you have my number. Call me back. Because I'm going to buy that house. And then I said, and furthermore, that property, if you have any more like that, $200,000 or less, call me. Secluded, in the woods, cottagey feel, vacation rental, Verbo, Airbnb. That's what I want you to think about. She goes, absolutely. I go, call me first. She goes, I'll put you on my email before they list. You will see anything. I go, fantastic. Because this is the latest Eric Zane Show podcast, Eric Zane Productions business venture. I am going to be a tourism property manager. This is happening. This is not, the decision's been made. Okay? So I'm going to buy the property and I'm going to rent that shit out and we're going to fucking sail off into the sunset, burning money as we do it. Hey, you cold? Burn this stack of hundreds. That's what we're going to do. Matt says buying property. What's next? A Tesla? No, not only am I going to buy one, I'm going to buy like as many as I possibly can. That place up there, the tourism industry in Grayling in particular, is booming. Where that's located, you are 1 hour from the Mackinac Bridge, 1 hour to Lake Michigan, 1 hour to Lake Huron. All right? Fucking A. Yes. I cannot believe I didn't think of this sooner. Thanks to Charity Scam Mike for the idea. So you get the property, you list it, and you have a property manager rent it. Not rent it, but you have a property manager manage it. So it's a listing on Airbnb or Vrbo, but property manager is the guy up there who takes care of when shit breaks, when the lawn needs to be cut, maid service, clean that shit out. And that's 10% off the top. I go, fine. That's perfect. Bob says, not only does it have all those tourism places in close proximity to it, because it's a wonderful spot to stay at or a landing spot to then make your base and go do other things up there. You know, maybe you go to the sand dunes. Maybe you go to Mackinac Island. Maybe you go into the UP to see how those losers live. Bob says, and you got the A-10s flying over. Oh, my God, I'm stoked about this. I cannot wait. So now I'm looking at all sorts of properties up there. You can get homes up there for like $75,000. Nice homes. I'm excited about this. Will it happen? I'm telling you it's going to happen. Does that mean it's going to happen? No. Chris said Grayling is booming. LOL. Did they get a new pizza place or something? Funny you should mention. No. In fact, the local pizza joint just went out of business. But the reason why people go there is because of the up north experience. Woods, snowmobile trails, motorcycle trails, ATVs, rivers, canoeing, the great outdoors. People love that shit. And surrounding Grayling is all these really fun little hamlet towns. Traverse City, Petoskey, Charlevoix, Mackinac City, Oscoda, West Branch. Fucking great. I'm telling you. Maureen says they have the Fred Bear statue. Maureen was up there. She was at the feet of the Fred Bear. Hey, Tear, let's go to the Fred Bear statue. She was stalking me out up there. Had I known that you were going to be up there, I would have had you visit at Fear Bunker North. I trust you, and I think I can kick your ass. So I would have invited. No, I take it back. Terry hates me. If you had been without the dead weight, I would have brought you over. You know? But since he hates my guts, I don't want to do that. You know, that would be so awkward. He calls me terrible names all the time. Linda says, rich people like Eric love to experience life above the hard living line temporarily. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Except the rich part. However, if this works out the way I want it to work out, the way I think it can work out, then yes, I'm going to be filthy fucking rich. Okay? And it's going to be awesome. All right, so we got Mousewitz is up and running. Mouse genocide. Broken leg. Lions do great. Trip up north. Okay. I said when I got there, I said to the people that were with me, Charity Scam Mike, my stepsister Elizabeth, my stepsister Sue, and my stepsister's husband Jim. By the way, Sue was there. And years ago, when I was about 14 years old, we were up north. Not there. We were at another place at a campground we used to go to in addition to up north. And so Sue, who is about 10 years older than me, who I was with this weekend, her younger cousin, Terry, was visiting. And I can't believe I've never talked about this. And I was probably about 13. I take it back. 13, 12 or 13. It wasn't 14. I know that. But Sue brings Terry up. Terry's 17. The story on Terry goes that she got pregnant at 17. And she had a baby. And unfortunately, the child did not survive the birth. It was a horrible scenario. And the poor kid, she hid the pregnancy. Somehow she managed to do it. Okay. And so she had the baby. It passed. And then she was having a hard time. So she was invited to stay with Sue, her cousin, to kind of move past it, I guess. Does that make sense? Branjo, I see your message. Hold on. I got to write this down before I continue the story. I work at a realtor association. I would highly advise that you check local zoning ordinances to make sure there's not a moratorium on short-term vacation rentals. If there is, you could potentially be stuck with it. Okay. Who would I contact about that? Like the county? Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So anyway, there I am, 12, 13 years old. Terry is there, and she's spending the summer with Sue. And we got tents up, and my stepsister Nikki is in the tent with me. She's the same age as me, I think a year younger. So 12-year-old EZ on one side, 11-year-old Nikki on the right side, and in the middle is 17-year-old Terry. She's staying in the tent with us. So it's time for nighty nights. Now, I don't have any intentions on my mind. I just didn't think like that. And I had never experienced anything with a girl other than maybe holding hands. So I'm laying there in the sleeping bag, and she's kind of laughy and silly, and Nikki's always been the same way. And Terry's from Georgia. And the next thing I know, she's kissing me. Like big time. Open mouth, tongue. Hardcore makeout. And I'm like, and it's dark in there. And all of a sudden, I'm not talking, nor is she. And my stepsister, Nikki's like, why is it so quiet? What are you doing? I'm like, holy fucking shit. This is awesome. So it didn't go anything more than like a makeout session. But that's like all we did when I was there. Dad's like, hey, son, you want to go ride motorcycles? And we had all these motorcycles, just ride them all over the fucking trails. No, I'm going to pass on that one, Dad. I'm going to be sucking face in the tent. I can't believe you, guy. You didn't, you always want to ride your motorcycle. Nope, not doing it. So that ends. That's where that story ends. However, this weekend, I'm sitting there, and Sue is with me. She's the one who was kind of like chaperone, and she was probably like 25 at the time, 23, Sue. And so we're at the fire site, and we're all, sitting around. I go, hey, whatever happened to your cousin Terry? And I go, because she's a kissing bandit. She totally made out with me the entire week that we were up at Spring Lake back in the 1980s. 1982, 83, somewhere around there. And boy, did she laugh. I go, she really liked kissing. And she goes, yeah, she kissed everybody. And she like starts rattling off names of people we know who she had makeout sessions with. There wasn't a pair of underwear that I had that didn't have jizz on it from that adventure. Eric, how come you're walking funny? Well, it's because my dick's wet. So I said, yeah, there was I'm telling the story, and Diana's just rolling her eyes. I go, you should reach out to her and ask her if she remembers me. So Sue does it. She reaches out, and she's like, hey, do you remember? She didn't like reference it as explicitly as I did. She referenced it like, so with my stepbrother, Eric, do you remember him? And I don't think she did, because she responded with, boy, that was quite a time. I remember it very well. Yeah, there was a lot. I met a lot of people then. You know, she's like, probably like 58, 59 years old now. So then she showed me a picture of her, and I go, oh, yes, there she is, my love. My love, Terry. I love her. And Diana's like, oh. So then that night ends. Next day comes around. It's Sunday. I go, hey, and right in front of Diana. I was totally lying, but I go, hey, I messaged Terry. We're friends now. And Diana's ready to fucking kill me. She's like, Sue goes, you did? Oh, my God. It was like fucking high school. I go, I'm totally kidding. I didn't message Terry. You kidding me? I'm not going to do that. Matt says something terrible. He says, Terry lives in a Georgia trailer park with a big-nosed kid that wants to be a shock jock. Yeah, that's stupid. And so are you. No, she's happily married, has children, and is in California. But I was in love. You know, I was totally in love. From that point on, every woman that paid attention to me, I was going to marry him. And after like however many women, finally one agreed. And it was Pooh Bear. Here I sit. Aren't I lucky? My God, you're damn right. No trip up north would be complete, though, without, wait for it, the fraud bus. All right, I'm going to be jumping around on the story. I'm going to start with the emails I fired off. Subject line, you guessed it, another problem. Now on this thing, if you hit a button, you know how like the side goes out? It makes it bigger so you have a larger living space. Then you push the button and the side comes in. All right. It did not come in right. And it's crooked, and part of it just didn't come all the way in. It's sticking out. So I'm driving down the road with a portion of this thing, it's called a slide, sticking out. So I said to Charity Scam Mike, I go, buddy, I'm going to try to put it out and put it in again. If it doesn't do its thing, I got to break the news to Pooh Bear, and you got to see this. So it doesn't work. I go, hey, honey, can you come on out here? And I show her what the problem is, and I explain it to her. And Mike's just watching. And she starts swearing and calling it terrible names. She's doing what the NFK does when he drops an ice cube. She's giving it the finger. She's demanding I take it back and get a new one. Subject line, you guessed it, another problem. Hang on. Readers. I just brought the side in as I was wrapping up my trip. The pictures show that the front is closing appropriately, but the back is not. I'll be bringing the coach back. I'll let you know when. Tony, this is the second trip back since the last bit of reimbursement that you've given me. I expect to be made whole for both of these, in addition to what you've already afforded me. As of now, you promised me a $500 credit in the store and $200 cash. That is not enough. Can you please amend this? I wait. I don't hear anything for 90 minutes. Subject line, hello. Is anyone going to reach out to me? Is this where we are in this dynamic? Are you getting comfortable with how this is going so much that I can't even get someone to reach out after yet another catastrophe? So we're at this level. After I hit send, I get a phone call. Dude says, okay, I think we can fix this. Oh, God, well, you better be able to fix it. And by the way, Corey writes, the dealership should have taken this thing back and then dealt with the manufacturer to settle the loss. The customer should not be put in a position to deal with this. Jeremy agrees. He says, completely correct. It's not EZ's fault, but they're making it his problem. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Chris writes, I love that this is the segment now anytime after it's used. LOL. There have been 2 times that I've used that. 2. In probably the 12 times I've used it that something has not gone wrong. Dude says, okay, there's a series of, what's going on is there's 2 motors on one side of the slide out and on the other side, and they talk to each other. For some reason, they're out of sync. And I go, yeah. You can resync them by pressing this and then holding that and then pressing this and then spinning in a circle, jump up and down, press this, press that, do the chicken dance, Macarena, button, Macarena, pet the dog. I go, really? Yes. So we finally get home. And I did everything he said. And it fucking worked. It resynced. And I could hear the motors like talking to each other. Like fucking robot from Law. Warning. Great reference. I see the thought of a lawyer should have been contacted long before this point. You got to understand. This is what Michigan law states. There's a name for this. For vehicles, it's known as the Lemon Law. There's another law in the great state of Michigan that is similar, but not really, for RVs. And the law states this. As long as the dealership makes a reasonable attempt to always accommodate the customer and do any type of repair, the customer has no recourse, period. I've looked into it. This is not nearly as simple as you might think it is. You can't just take it back and say, here, it's yours. Doesn't work. Unfortunately. That is the law. So the idea of getting a lawyer here is not a feasible one. I mean, the time and money involved in that, it's not worth it. And to be honest with you, the dealership has done an amazing job at accommodating me every time. They have put up with my temper tantrums. In fact, they've been so sweet with me that even after I lose my patience with them, that I actually feel bad about it. After I sent the old, is anybody going to reach out to me? They did. I got an email from the guy, too, from the boss man. And he's like, I'm so sorry. We were really swamped today. So-and-so is going to call you, and he thinks he can resync it by a series of things, which is what I did. So I wrote, all right, my impatience is brought about by my PTSD from this thing. That's what this is. This is what you get. This is how this works. So excuse my impatience, but at the same time, I've just had it. I'm tired of trips being compromised. Corey says the dealership should have replaced it even if the law does not force them to. That would have been the ethically correct thing to do. This should not be the customer's problem. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. I think to me, though, the manufacturer of this thing, obviously who made it. I would never, ever advise you to buy this product. Nor will I ever again, unfortunately. And it's too bad because the guy who tipped me off and said, hey, you should buy this thing, he's a good friend of mine. But there's no fucking way that I can ever reach out to him and say, hey, I want one of those. I'm just not going to do it. All right. So it worked out. Let's see here. What else do I have for you? First of all, before I do anything, let me just say that the folks on Facebook and the folks on YouTube, it is time for me to say goodbye to you. If you want the full show, you must get it at twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Or download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live. That's how you do this. Then you get the full show in its entirety. Corey says, you'd have better luck at this point setting it on fire and getting the insurance money. Boy, I don't know about that. Maybe the brakes will fail and you can park it in the boss's office. Breaking news, trade. Devontae Adams sent to the Jets. And Pete Rose passed. Molly says, how many miles do you have on the fraud bus? 6,300. That is all. Oh, God. If you're watching the show on Facebook and YouTube, I am going to send you on your way. Don't forget about Patreon as well. We got a Big Fraud Thursday coming up this week, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Who are these free beers in the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast on Thursday? Yes, we will be busting out who are these Zanes down the road. I promise you. Just haven't gotten around to hooking up the red equipment I have. In fact, I need to get a new cassette player to use these tapes. Chris says 6,000 miles to the dealership and back. Honestly, I have been there probably 8 times. We're at about 500 miles right now. Of those miles are from the dealership. Is that not ridiculous? Holy shit. Okay. Thanks again, as always, to the folks on Facebook and YouTube for checking out the show, but I'm going to send you on your way. Actually, I take it back. One more thing about Patreon. You can sign up for 7 days free. No charge. You just go. That's what free is. You go to patreon.com/Eric Zane. Sign up for 7 days free. You do need a credit card to do that, but cancel it right after. I'll get a message that says so-and-so has just joined up, and they canceled. The reason why I do that is because that guarantees that you will not get charged at the end of the 7 days. It's truly a trial. And if you like it, you keep it going. Just sign up again. And then your credit card's still on file. You just enable it. And then you're good to go. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Tier 1 is all of the audio. Tier 2 is the audio, the video, and the live streams. Tier 1 is all pre-recorded. Tier 2, you got the live stream and everything that Tier 1 has. Okay, thank you so much, folks watching on Facebook and YouTube. All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.